How to use egg on your face to supersize your business. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here with my breakfast, hard-boiled eggs. I was smart enough to not use not boiled eggs today. Egg on your face is a relatively new idiom. It's a newer idiom and a newer expression. It's just been around since the 1950s. And although I don't think I've ever used the expression egg on my face or you've got egg on your face to describe a humiliating or embarrassing situation, or a situation in which you've said or done something foolish, or you somehow humiliated yourself, or you did something that put you in a bad light. But who among us has not done that? Not maybe in our book, in our businesses even. We make mistakes all the time. We're human beings, right? Hopefully we learn from those mistakes and we don't make the same ones over and over again. But as human beings, we make mistakes. This idiom, they think, might have come from the act of people eating messily and getting food on their face, maybe egg on their face. Or there was a practice back in the day when people would go to the theater and they didn't like the performance, they would pull out from wherever they brought them, because who knows how on earth people actually did this or thought to do this. They would take raw eggs and they would throw them at the performers. So can you imagine you're standing up on a stage, you've got egg dripping out of your hair, off your face, off your feet, your toes, whatever. Heck, you could even slip and fall in it if enough people threw eggs at you. How mortifying that would be. Well, we don't need to actually be on a stage delivering information or sharing information or performing and have people throw raw eggs at us to know how that feels. I don't think there's a human being among us who hasn't at some point or sometime in our life felt embarrassed or felt humiliated or felt rejected or felt like we did something wrong and we're embarrassed and humiliated by that. I think back to my high school days, and there weren't a lot of instances, but there were some times when I felt absolutely humiliated and mortified. A couple of situations in particular involving one of my best friends, actually, back in high school, that I will not divulge the secret of, but yikes, there's times that we do and say things that we wish we hadn't or that we could take back. I'll never forget, I might have still been in college, but I think I was out of college, and I was interacting with a really nice lady, and I asked her when her baby was due. Now guess what? She wasn't pregnant. How do you come back from that? I was mortified, because basically, if she's not pregnant and she hasn't just had a baby, then you're saying that she's fat, whether you're meaning that or not. I definitely didn't mean that. I really, really thought she was pregnant and was going to have a baby. So what do you do in that situation? How do you recover from that? How do you recover from that in your personal life? How do you recover in that? And how do you use that to build and grow your business? Guess what? Number one, you apologize. You sincerely apologize when you make a mistake or when you embarrass yourself. And then you find a way to fix it and make it right. There is always a solution for any situation and any problem that ever happens in any of our lives and any of our businesses. A lot of times we want to run and hide away when we're embarrassed or humiliated, but I think that we need to stand up and say, hey, I screwed up, I made a mistake. If you get busted gossiping about your competition by your competition, or if you get busted talking about somebody behind their back, or you're saying something and they're standing right behind you and you get busted, what do? You sincerely apologize. You don't make excuses. You don't try to pass the buck or blame anybody else. You take responsibility for your behavior, and then you try to make it right. You find ways to make it right. If you did something embarrassing or made a mistake, you fix it. You fix that mistake and you make it right. You be human and make it right. And treat other people the way you want to be treated. And then about the humiliation and the embarrassment, guess what? You feel it. You forgive yourself. You realize that there's a lesson to be learned there. You learn the lesson, and then you just let it go, and you move on and you live your life. Do the same thing in our businesses. Business owners, guess what? We're humans. We make mistakes. We don't automatically, because we start a business, become so wise that we never make a mistake, that we never hurt anybody's feelings, that we never do anything wrong, or that we don't take a wrong turn. Again, same strategy. What do if you make a mistake? You apologize. You figure out the right thing to do and you make it right. Customer service is a huge area in so many businesses that is just pathetic. And I like to sugarcoat it, but it's pathetic. The way many businesses and have trained their customer service people. Guess what? Your frontline people are your best ambassadors and salespeople for your business, even if they're not in the sales aspect of your business. How they feel about you and your business radiates through everything that they do, and especially every customer interaction they have. One of the biggest areas we have to actually win customers for life is in the area of customer service. How we treat people when they have a problem, when we've made a mistake. But guess what? There are those customers that will come to you and you haven't done anything wrong. You haven't made a mistake, but you still need to find a way to deal with them in a positive way that everybody wins. We're looking for win-win situations and win-win solutions to every problem that we encounter in our businesses. And that's an area that I love to work with businesses in, because it's such an easy way to make a huge impact on your business, your brand, and your reputation. So I would love to know if you've ever had an egg on your face moment. You don't have to share it in the comments below, but just say, oh yeah, I've been there. And if you've had one in your business, and if there's a lesson that you learned that you could share with us, that would be so powerful. Because when we learn from other people's mistakes, guess what? We don't have to make them all ourselves. If I hadn't learned from some of my parents' mistakes, if I hadn't learned from some of my mentors and my coworkers and my partners' mistakes, I would have made a whole lot more mistakes than I have in my life. And guess what? There's plenty for all of us. There's plenty to go around. We don't need to make any extra mistakes as we're living our lives. And we certainly don't need to feel more embarrassed or humiliated than is absolutely necessary to learn the lessons that we need to individually learn. That's it. Egg on your face. That's our idiom for today. And guess what? You can turn anything into a win for you and your business if you just be open-minded and flexible and look for the way to make it work for you. I will be with you tomorrow with another interesting idiom. What does it mean? Where does it come from? And how might you use it right now to grow and build and create the business that you want? Because we all want to make the world a better place, right? Have an amazing day, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.